So I want to tell the story about Sarah. Sarah is somebody that I met at, of all places, a real estate conference. And so there we got to know each other, realized that we both worked in tech. We're talking about real estate, but we also have this shared language of working in technology, equity, etc. And at some point I dropped the line and I said, all tech employees need to think like an investor with their time and talent. Sarah said to me, hold on to that. Let's talk about that later. We ended up jumping on Zoom and having some conversations. Sarah was a staff level engineer at an early stage startup company. And while she had a great salary, all this equity that she was working for was locked up and she had no understanding of when it was going to be available. And she had short-term goals to get money off the table from equity to be able to invest in real estate. I said, go through this risk profile exercise. As we're going through it, she turns to me and she says, Christopher, if I'm understanding what you're saying, according to your risk profile, I'm low risk, low reward. So I should be going to work for a public technology company where everybody knows that if you want to make money in tech, you have to go to work for an early stage startup company. I said, Sarah, go and get some interviews. Let's see what you can get on the table. So she went out, she brought back 3 offers from 3 different public technology companies. The one that she chose gave her a 20% increase in salary, matched that salary with equity, and she had liquidity in the first month of that RSU plan, restricted stock units. If for some reason it went below that level, she would actually then get the opportunity to have that match at the end of the year. So they would make sure that she would meet that dollar amount. Those were real dollars. She was excited about the role. She was excited about the opportunity. She had a great manager. She went and took the position. The company that she was working for, she got those shares at $21 a share. A few months later, because of economic conditions, it shot up to $61 a share. Tripled in value. So over the roughly 18 months that she was there, she was able to take low 7 figures off the table. Then she moved into some short-term rentals, some long-term rentals, and some real estate investments. And then she had an exit plan. She transitioned out of working full-time, works on a real estate portfolio, and then she consults back into technology. There was a lot of hard work involved. I'm not trying to say that this is a get-rich scheme. It's not. What this is it's adjusting your lens. Sarah had been working for an early stage startup company and then just hoping something would happen. But when she took a step back, she looked at her financial goals, she applied some risks to it, she made an adjustment, and then she was able to get the results that she wanted. I tell this story because when we now talk about what is the risk of the company that you work for, we have to fight through a lot of noise. Just like Sarah, you have to go to the earliest stage startup company if you want to make money. But when we look at how investors in other asset classes look at risk, let's take stock investing, right? If you have a micro cap stock, something that's, $100 to $200 million in revenue, just went public, they're going to be labeling that a high risk, high reward, even if it has a great, phenomenal product, because it's brand new, not tried and tested, versus a Apple or an Amazon. Some of those FANG stocks that have been on the stock market for a while that are just continuing to go up and to the right. Coca-Cola has been a great stock for many years for many people. Blue chip stock, low risk, low reward. Then you have high risk, high reward, these micro cap stocks. You have sort of in the middle these value stocks where people are seeing them underappreciated with value. But there's a methodology where they label high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. Real estate has something that's called core. If you're buying a core asset, you're buying something that's maybe 5 years old, that's already cash flowing. So it's already going to be de-risked because it's already kicking off some good cash flow. It's an operating business, well established. You don't have a lot of risk of things breaking because it's a roughly new building. Then you have value add in the middle where you're buying buildings that are 10 to 15 years old. You're doing upgrades on them and you're trying to then move it to a brand new business plan, sort of medium risk, medium reward. Then you have high risk, high reward, opportunistic. What is that? It's dirt. You buy dirt and then you have to go get permits. Permits can take a long time. Your capital is sitting there. You're not getting any income from it. The business isn't functioning. You literally are building it from scratch. So then how do we think about investing our time and talent? If you look and you zoom in on pre-IPO companies, there's seed, A round, B round, unicorn, these public companies, but there's not a way for us as investors of time and talent to think about this. Anything that is a non-public company that doesn't give you access to liquidity is going to be a high risk, high reward proposition.